In San Marcos, Texas State won the coin toss, deferred the option to the second half, so New Mexico State will be getting the ball first tonight. Our eyes and ears on the sideline tonight is Megan Birdsong. Megan.
As I got to catch up with both head coaches before the game to talk about what they thought their teams had to do to get the win. On the visitors' sideline, Coach Wilson said this year coaching his Aggies has been like coaching two completely different teams. He said offensively, Josh Adkins is a tremendous leader and has done great things for the confidence of his offense. But he said defensively in the locker room, they're struggling to find that confidence, and that's something they're trying to find as they step on the field tonight. He said in order for his team to get the win tonight, they have to win the turnover margin, and they have to slow down the speed of the Texas State defense. On the opposite side of the field, head coach Everett Withers told me that the number one goal in the game plan tonight for his team is to win first down both offensively and defensively. He feels if his team can do that, they'll find success. Guys?
Thanks so much, Megan. The strengths of these teams, the New Mexico State offense, the Texas State defense, and we will see that first. But on the flip side, and Keith Megan just alluded to it, it's an Aggie defense that is struggling big time, giving up 44 points a game, almost 500 yards a contest, a chance for the struggling Texas State offense to perhaps have their best output of the season.
Yeah, and they're struggling to play defense against the run. And so see if Texas State can come out. Interesting matchup, though, right off the bat. You're right. Best side offense, best side for Texas State defense. We get that, start the ball game.
Jason Huntley will see this football go over his head, and for Texas State, that is good news. He is one of the best kick returners in the nation. Kick return for a touchdown this season, had 2 in 2017. So we'll see Josh Adkins, the 6'2 redshirt freshman from nearby Spring Branch, Texas, Smithson Valley High School quarterback, a record breaker at Smithson Valley. Most passing yards in that program history. It has been one of the best programs in all of the state under Larry Hill for a quarter century. He started the season as the number 3 quarterback and now will start alongside the rest of this offense, and it is a gifted receiving corps led by Jonathan Boone, with the team leading 34 catches and 422 yards this season. An experienced offensive line. They are all upperclassmen. Atkins will keep it on first down in a short gain of about 2.
But you look at it, scenario, they're going to try to spread you out. They're going to go quickly. They'll get right back to the line of scrimmage. It's difficult to make changes substitution-wise against them because they want to get right back up and see if they can get going. It's interesting they started with a run.
It was hard to see who made the tackle on that first down run by Atkins, but Brian London II, the starting linebacker for Texas State, coming in with 299 tackles this season. We'll call number 9 a lot. Here is the aforementioned Jason Huntley, who is their starting tailback. At least he's listed as that, but they'll put him in the slot a lot because of that. In open space, he's dangerous.
Boy, he does. He's only 5'9", 188 pounds. He's a 2-year letterman, but boy, he's great in space, and they find ways to get him in space. And right now, out to the 40, great opportunity.
It's his 31st catch of the season. That is good for 3rd on the Aggies. Atkins will throw the other way, and that's short for a sliding Jonathan Boone, senior from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, that's a tough throw from Josh that time. He's on the far hash. He's got to come all the way across the hash. I mean, that's a 50-yard throw, and just underneath it, didn't have enough arm streak to make it happen.
Atkins coming in, completing 61% of his passes, over 1,300 yards through the year, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Pressured. He'll go down, a sack. Back of the 35-yard line. This is where Texas State has been improved the last month, getting to the quarterback, and the sack of Atkins by the true freshman, Jerron Morris.
Well, Morris coming on a corner blitz that time. Right at the top of your screen, you can see him coming off the corner. Does a nice job. It's a little bit of a delay. Atkins didn't see it coming.
6 sack by Texas State. In their last 3+ games, they only had 3 in their first 4 contests. Now 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, they're dropping 8, going to rush 3 here. Zone coverage.
Plenty of time. Atkins going deep, looking for Boone, comes back and gets nailed as the ball was almost in his chest. It's knocked away incomplete, and fortunately Boone gets up after that hit, but what a lick supply by Jashawn Waddy.
Well, Waddy was right there, really did read it. The ball was underthrown a little bit from Atkins as they drop. That's what Texas State, the Bobcats drop 8 back in coverage. It's an out and up on the outside, and did a nice job of going to it, but that's what you got to do as a safety. Your job is nobody gets behind you and disrupt the opportunity to catch the football. And After the first down, Aggies going to have to punt it away.
Peyton Theisler, junior punter from Phoenix, Arizona, averaging 41 yards a punt. Hutch White is back for Texas State. This will bounce into his hands, and with some room to run, Hutch White with some space, only the punter to beat, and then at the end, a great pursuit by the New Mexico State special teams unit to prevent a touchdown. I thought Hutch White was going to take that to the end zone, and give credit to Shamad Lomax for preventing that score, but still great starting field position for the Bobcats here.
I tell you what, Lomax did a great job right there of being able to just follow from behind. It looks like he didn't know he was coming. Fortunately, he could hold on to the football. He didn't get it ripped apart. Excellent starting field position for the Bobcats.
So Tyler Vitt will not play at quarterback tonight for Texas State. Announced yesterday he'll be out with an injury. Willie Jones II, who started the season as the starting quarterback for Everett Withers Club, gets the call here at quarterback, and Anthony D. Taylor on first down gains 2 on the run.
Yeah, these 5 guys up front have got to take their will. They want to run the football. You want to win first down. 2 yards is not winning first down. 6, 7 yards is winning first down. And on the other side, for New Mexico State, they've got to find a way to stop the run on first down.
It's Keenan Brown in the backfield, the star tight end for Texas State, but Jones throws, and it's caught just shy of the marker by Mason Hayes, the junior from Longview, Texas, the 7th catch of the year.
Oh, nice job. Inside slant, got a quick release, pitch and catch. Now you got 3rd and 1. This is that type of third down you can make.
Texas State 4 of 25 on thirds the last 2 games. They'll convert here and then some. Willie Jones II scores.
Zone read. An excellent job by Jones. Sold the inside belly. Defensive end collapses down. You can just see the end come right down. He just pulls it out untouched into the end zone. Outstanding start for Texas State.
And so with Tyler Vitt out, it takes away some of the potential passing game, but you mentioned Willie Jones II, an excellent dual threat quarterback and dangerous with his feet. He shows why there. Quick 7 for Texas State. At home, looking to win on homecoming against their former Sun Belt Conference rivals. 7-0. David Salzman, Keith Moreland, Megan Birdsong with you from San Marcos. Everett Withers wanting a quick start from his squad and to convert on 3rd down. Not bad doing it on an 18-yard touchdown run by Willie Jones.
Well, it was set up with a great defensive stop, get great return, excellent field position. Then they do a really good job getting a 3rd and short, run the zone read, and a great read by Willie Jones, and takes it to the house. It could not have been a better start if you're a Bobcat fan. Now, if you're an Aggie fan, they've got to get their offense going. That's what their strength is. They can move the football in a lot of different ways so that they can get it going here.
Another deep kick with the wind at the back of James Sherman. Back-to-back touchbacks for New Mexico State. They'll have it at their own 25.
Just look at the scenario of how this is going. Both of these teams at times have struggled. And the record, they're just trying to get through it and get that win under their belt. And for both of them, you can tell that it's an emotional time. I mean, the Bobcats now fired up. The Aggies might be thinking, oh, here we go again. They've got to get something good and get their sideline fired up.
Atkins, the Central Texas product, had an average spring, according to his head coach, Doug Martin, but has come on the last month. That pass incomplete through the hands of Royce Caldwell, junior from Dallas.
He's going to have some nerves. He may not have any nerves playing 1,000 miles away from home, but coming back home when you're 30 miles from home, you're going to have a little nerves.
Matt Romero started the season at quarterback for New Mexico State, but struggled. 6 interceptions for the junior. Atkins has replaced Romero and Nick Gentee, who's had a few starts in his New Mexico State career. He's now a senior.
Texas State backs out of the blitz.
They just bring 3. Atkins wide open. Shea Holbrook Jr., just his 4th catch of the year, easily enough for the first to the 43.
Well, that shows you what Josh Atkins can do. Redshirt freshman, just moves around in the pocket so well right there, buys enough time, allows his receiver to come open in the zone, pitch and catch first down.
See Holbrook's size there, 6'5", 208. Atkins, the hitch. This is O.J. Clark. Brian London gets the tackle of Clark, a loss of 1, and so that is tackle number 300 for the man who's been team captain and the leader of this Texas State defense for quite a while.
Well, it's just an outstanding mark. 300 career tackles, and his numbers are still going to go up. He's just an outstanding player, flies to the football. He gets that number 300. That's a big number.
Atkins going deep, looking for Boone. It's incomplete.
Double move on the outside. A nice job by Atkins to step up into the pocket and buy some time. This ball just a little bit too far, thrown a little bit too far to the outside. By the time he can make a move on it, I don't think he could come down and bounce even if he had caught the football.
Got the step on Morris. That'll be a tough matchup. Boone, 6'3", senior, getting some NFL looks. 3rd and 11.
In fact, they're going to heat him up. They do.
In the pocket. Atkins has to scramble. Room to run, but needs plenty, and it looks like he got enough. The first down marker at the 48. Atkins might have gotten just there by a foot. They'll move the chains.
Well, he made the decision. He saw the blitz. It was coming. You can see him from the outside, a little bit fake. And here comes the blitz from his right side. Watch him put this ball up at his chest right here. Now he becomes a runner. Does a nice job moving, getting enough for the first down.
Big Bryce Roberts dropped the football. 268-pound sophomore would like that one back.
Well, that's his second drop already here in the first quarter for the Aggies. He was wide open. He had enough. He probably gets the first down. Now that puts you behind the chains, and wholesale changes for wide receivers. But the one you got to worry about is number 1 coming across your screen. He will make things happen, and that's Hundley for the Aggies.
Blitz. Atkins over the middle looking for Huntley, over his hands, incomplete.
Huntley's that you put him in the backfield, you put him on a linebacker that way, David. You know, he's running a seam route out of the backfield just a little bit. Didn't put enough air under that to allow him to run under it, but he was open.
Head coach Doug Martin calls him the fastest player on the team. We've seen why already a couple of times. Josh Atkins with his legs converted 3rd and 11 a moment ago. Now the Aggies face 3rd and 10.
They're showing 2 deep, Tampa 2 deep, so off the ball are the Bobcats.
Up the middle, catch made, Drew Dan. Brought down shy of the Texas State 45 junior from Muskogee, Oklahoma. Leads New Mexico State to convert their 2nd, 3rd and long on the drive.
How about Josh Atkins standing in the pocket and so aware. He's not worried about the guys coming in. He's got good vision, steps in, moves his feet in the pocket, dragging route across the middle, pitch and catch, first down.
Able to beat the corner, Anthony J. Taylor. Gain of 22. Another throw coming. Lobbing it to the sideline, short, incomplete. That was Christian Gibson, I believe, in the wheel route, junior running back from Dallas.
I'll tell you what, that was really good coverage by Daniel. So he's an inside linebacker. You get one-on-one, and you have to be on the back downfield coverage. He did a nice job staying with this. You see him, it's an out and up on the outside, and Daniels is right there to make the play.
Already Josh Atkins, 4 of 10 passing. We're 5 minutes, 12 seconds in. This is the old air raid offense. Doug Martin, former assistant under Hal Mumme at Kentucky. Gain of a couple on that run to set up 3rd and 8. That was Huntley on the carry.
Yeah, that's in the infant stage of the run and shoot.
Doug Martin says that's one reason Josh Atkins decided to come to New Mexico State. Wanting to run that air raid offense. I don't know if Doug Martin expected Atkins to be the starter as a freshman, but here he is, and another 3rd and long here.
Holbrook at the top of your screen, single coverage.
Stepping up. Xander Yarborough with the catch and brought down shy of the marker. Sophar's first catch of the season. He's from nearby San Antonio. And let's see what Doug Martin decides to do on 3rd and 3. Field goal unit will come out.
Well, that's a good job defensively if you're the Bobcats not to give up the touchdown and force a field goal attempt. And then on the other side, you can see this offense starting to get a little confidence for the Aggies as Atkins did a nice job getting them down into field goal range.
Field goal try of 38 yards. This is Parker Davidson. Misses it wide left. Davidson replacing usual starter Dylan Brown.
They have had problems in that department. When your kicking game is not taking advantage of getting points, it puts tremendous pressure on your defense.
So the Bobcats hold already with a 7-0 lead. Homecoming and Throwback Saturday in San Marcos. Tackles again for Texas State as he approaches 70 tackles on the year, but his 9.6 tackles a game leads the Sun Belt. He's been productive since the moment he stepped foot on campus.
10 tackles a game. I mean, there are certain football games, if your offense is good, you're only going to defend 45 to 55 plays. Now, in today's world, 85 plays is pretty much the norm now with everybody running the high up tempo. But see what happens here. This is a big defensive appearance by New Mexico State. They need to stop.
Texas State scored on their opening drive just 28 yards after a great punt return by Hutch White. Willie Jones the second, officially a 19-yard touchdown run. Taking the place of injured Tyler Vitt. Bobcats with it from their own 20. This is Robert Brown Jr. gaining 3.
They want to get it going, get that offense and that running game going. They're going quickly here. Like to run some RPOs. If you can able to get some running game established, you can do the play action, get some big plays.
Taking the handoff. Keenan Brown, nice grab, staying on his feet, but the Aggies are ready for him in a lick to put Brown down. Forward progress means no gain.
Well, you can see the mass tackling there because you have to with Brown. I mean, this young man's getting a lot of looks, maybe even at the next level, one of the best tight ends in the country. They try to get the football to him 6 to 8 times a game.
That's his 31st catch of the season. By the way, a replacement on defense for New Mexico State, and that's a big one. Ron LaForce, 100 tackles coming in on the year, is out due to injury. And Willie Jones, the second, just throws it away, but a flag down in the backfield as the Aggies brought pressure on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I think they'll decline this penalty. This is going to be holding against the Bobcats. I think they'll turn this down and force the punt.
Holding. Offense, number 76. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
We haven't mentioned it, but will now. That's Kyler Cook's call for the penalty, the left tackle. One of 3 true freshmen starting for Texas State on the offensive line. Not just Cooks, but Jalen Momorell at left guard and Morgan Moore at right tackle.
You get to this point after having all of training camp in August and then half of your season under your belt, you're no longer a freshman. I mean, at this point, you've had enough reps and you're out there. You're the guy. You just got to get it done.
Another freshman, Clayton Stewart, averaging 37 yards a punt. Gets this high in the air with the wind at his back, but angling out of bounds. A little extracurricular activity also on the Texas State sideline. Players still not separated.
And that flags are going to come out now. And they're holding everybody back and making it as calm as possible.
That's Andre Bodison for New Mexico State. I couldn't see initially who it was for Texas State. Typically, after you see that, a second or two later, players get up and all is well. But not there, as they had to forcibly be separated on the sideline. And now our crew will have a discussion on this.
Now, it was a block out of bounds, and you can see it right at the bottom of your screen. That's where it happened. It gets on the bottom, and now it's in the middle of the Texas State sideline, and then it all gets gathered in together. And then all of a sudden you see that flag come out. I would think this got a great chance of being offsetting and each player will have a unsportsmanlike on their ledger, and one more and you're out of the game.
I think there was 22, Markevian Coleman for Texas State.
Hey, Corey.
Who was then on the scrum with Bodison for New Mexico State.
That's a long discussion right here.
Jeremy Parker, our referee, will give us the results of this discussion in just a moment. Texas State coming in 1-6, but we mentioned in the open how this team is still trying to get over this hump. It's a very young team, and last year they were not competitive much in Sun Belt play. Their last 2 games coming into today, losses by a total of 8 points at ULM, who right now leads the West Division of the Sun Belt, and then 2 weeks ago at home to Georgia Southern just by 2.
Here comes the call.
The kick went out of bounds on the fly. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 22 on Texas State. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 6 on New Mexico State. And number 4, New Mexico State. Those fouls will offset, and that is all of their first unsportsmanlike conduct fouls. First down.
There are 2 number 4s on the Aggie roster. I believe that was DeMarcus Owens called for the penalty on New Mexico State. And so all 3 players with the unsportsmanlike conduct, and as you mentioned, Keith, the recent rule is, right, you get 2 and you're out of the game.
You get that second one, you can watch the rest of it from the locker room.
We have 7:15 to go in the first, and Josh Atkins is 5 of 12 passing. They have run the ball 4 times. This is their 17th play already.
Yeah, they get it and go. They get to the line of scrimmage ready to go. Starting good field position at their own 40 here.
Not only is Doug Martin the head coach of New Mexico State, but also the offensive coordinator. One of the few in the FBS to have both roles. Pitch to Huntley. Trying to get to the edge and using his speed, got a few yards, but a flag down in the backfield.
I think they're going to get illegal block or a push in the back on the outside here. Comes the call.
Illegal block below the waist. Number 2, offense. 15 yards. Replay. First down.
O.J. Clark.
Yeah, Clark on the outside. You just can't, once you get outside of the box, you can't go down and low and block. It's about health of players, protecting players. You know, when I played the game, there was a lot of cut blocks going on in the open field. You just cannot do it anymore. Once you get out of that tackle area, you've got to hit above the belt.
Ball back to the 25, 1st and 25 now for the Aggies.
It's a spot foul as well, so it goes from the spot of the foul.
They'll move the ball back even more now.
They're going to be 1st and 30.
False start. Offensive line. 5-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Usually called out when the ball doesn't come out in time.
You're right, and you know when you design an offense, you don't design an offense for 30-yard plays on a regular basis. Now, there's a lot of more than 30-yard plays that happen in a game, but the design of them most of the time is not for 30.
Air raid may be perfect for this, though they'll run it, and Huntley up the gut, past the 35, a gain of 16.
Boy, they got a good trap block right in the middle. Huntley shows you that ability. Watch that trap, kick to the outside. See it right there from the left guard. He just turns it upfield. Makes it a manageable now opportunity on 2nd down.
Blitz. Atkins in trouble. Gets away from Nicholas Daniels. Then pushed back. That's Brian London laying the hit. Atkins, though, able to get 3.
Well, he's got 301 tackles now. And none better than that one right there. You can, if you made a film of what a form tackle is, watch the end of this play, folks. This is head up, hit him in the chest, and wrap him up. That should be a video for all young men who want to play football.
London on the blitz this time. Atkins throws it into the hands of Clifton Lewis Jr. Lewis sliding down past the New Mexico State 35.
The young quarterback that time, he showed which way he was going. He did not look off where he was going to go with the football, and it comes back. Just watch his vision. He feels the pressure, steps up. He just looking that way the entire time. Because of that, he gets picked off. Great starting field position for the Bobcats.
First career interception for Lewis, junior from Missouri City, Texas, who Everett Withers raved about during his weekly press conference. Lewis now starting at the bandit position, and he says the entire pass defense has been much better since inserting Lewis into that starting lineup. Possession will start for the Aggie 32. Jones in trouble, throws it away wisely.
Just trying to get this ball to the outside of Keenan Brown. They send two guys deep, and then the inside slot receiver out of motion is the tight end, number 6, Brown. You can see him in motion. They're trying to get it to the outside. They have him bracketed. Nowhere to go with the football. It's a nice decision by Jones to throw it away.
Jonathan Hood was the Aggie chasing Jones. Now 2nd and 10. Straight run. Great block. You see the burst of speed? That's what Jones brings to this offense, filling in for the injured Tyler Vitt, gaining 13.
But and the patience. He does a nice job allowing the kick-out block to happen. It's basically a counter, quarterback counter. Now watch the kick-out block right there. He steps inside that block and first down.
It's Robert Brown, the tailback, with that block. This time Jones stays on his feet, keeps the play alive, well behind the line of scrimmage. Tyler Watts gives him a block on the edge, and Jones out of bounds around the first down marker.
This is an unbelievable effort by Willie Jones, but I want you to watch number 6, folks. He's the tight end we were talking about. Now watch him fly into the picture here. He's going to get 2 blocks. Here's the first one, boom, and then watch him get the second one behind it. That's 2 knockdown blocks, 2 pancake blocks on one play.
Gain of 8.5. Ball inside the 10. Why not keep it in the hands of number 8? This time he's thrown down, but might have enough for 1st and goal.
Well, he came down hard on his shoulder right there. Is he okay? You see him getting up a little slow right there. Now, he took a heck of a blow to Jones right there. Watch the end of this play. He gets lifted up and down right on that left elbow and shoulder.
Austin Perkins with the takedown. And Jones about a foot shy of the first down marker. 3rd down coming. Only 3rd down conversion for the Bobcats so far. A 19-yard touchdown run by Jones. The fake to Anthony D. Taylor, and Jones keeps it. This is a New Mexico State team allowing 273 yards rushing per game coming in. Bobcats taking advantage so far.
Yeah, they have. They've done a nice job running the football. Those guys up front, you got to give a lot of credit right here. Good play fake. Nice read of the zone read.
This time Anthony D. Taylor with the carry, he scores. 2nd rushing touchdown of the season for the junior from Denton, Texas. And all Bobcats early on Throwback Saturday in San Marcos.
Well, I tell you what, this offensive line's done a nice job getting a good push off the ball, and Taylor finishes that run, contact about the 1, and then just muscles his way into the end zone.
Both drives for Texas State and have led to scores on short fields. 32-yard drive set up by the interception by Clifton Lewis Jr. That extra point stoinks off the upright, but still the Bobcats. So for the first time in a while, a 2-score lead for this Texas State team, a young group growing, and so far taking advantage of an Aggie defense that has struggled coming in. Two touchdown drives for Texas State tonight have totaled 60 yards, but coming off a tremendous punt return and an interception. It's a Bobcat offense coming in, struggling. 21 points a game, lost in the Sun Belt, so they've taken advantage of the short field so far, Keith.
Well, they did a nice job on the kick return, and they've been able to do what they wanted to do starting the game, and that's run the football, and they've done it effectively. And and built a nice lead. And then defensively, they've gotten what they needed. They got the turnover and they've gotten the stops.
56 yards on the ground so far for the Bobcats with 3:36 to go in the first. Huntley decides to take a knee. Dangerous kick returner. Thought about it for a moment. Third straight touchback, however.
That's such a weapon to take away the return game, especially with his ability to, anytime he touches the football, he's got a chance to take it to the house.
So we'll see Josh Atkins in the New Mexico State offense against Brian London and the Texas State defense. Mentioned already how London, with his 300th career tackle tonight, he has a chance to be the all-time record holder. You see that 447 total tackles, 248 the record for solo tackles. London could eclipse both those marks next season. Loving what he's seeing from his offense. That again, a struggle coming in. There's Christian Gibson, big 210-pound junior. Bobcats ready for him, limiting the gain to 2.
Well, they've done a nice job of taking away the running game. The Aggies just use it sparingly anyway, but they haven't had any success doing it. As a defensive player, you got to find out where number 1 is. He's in the slot to the short side of the field right now.
An empty set for the redshirt freshman Atkins. Quick throw, and Bryce Roberts the catch, hauled down from behind, and that is London.
Number 9's everywhere.
He's one of those players that he'll make a big tackle here and there, but third, fourth quarter, you look at the stat sheet and it's like, wait, he has 8, 9, 10 tackles.
Yeah,
that's been him consistent.
He's around the football. Tight formation here.
Catch made, first down. That's Anthony Muse, Jr.'s first catch of the game, 19th of the year. Out of bounds past the 40.
Well, they brought him across the formation in motion. It's hard to stay with him or anybody in motion with speed. Just a quick out, pitch and catch, easy pitch and catch for the first down.
Doug Martin says his Aggies are really gifted at receiver. Plenty of them back from an historic 2017, which saw New Mexico State make a bowl game for the first time in 57 years. That was their last year in the Sun Belt Conference as a football member. Needed back-to-back wins over Idaho and South Alabama at home to get 6 victories, and then pack the Arizona Bowl for a thrilling overtime win over Utah State. A season New Mexico State may not see again now as an FBS independent.
You're right. It's going to be difficult as an independent.
Another quick throw by Atkins. Dan the catch into Texas State territory.
He's showing his ability. His arm strength is there. That is a difficult throw. Short hash this side. You got to throw this ball 35 yards on a rope to get it out there on the quick out.
The reason why it's tougher for New Mexico State to make a bowl now simply is that they don't have any conference tie-ins. If they get 6 wins as an FBS independent and there are bowl slots available, then they can get a shot.
False start. Offense. Number 77. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Isaac McLean, the right tackle, gets called for the penalty.
Just the other part of that is you're relying as an independent. Can each of the conferences fill all their bowl responsibilities?
Right. Tripping up over his own feet was Gibson. That was on 1st and 15. Now 2nd and 16 coming.
He's just coming to the outside. He might have hit Atkins' right foot right there and just stumbled over his foot in the exchange.
Texas State with 100, or rather New Mexico State, 112 yards of offense, but so far off the board. Plenty of time here. Wide open and hauling in the pass. A nice job getting the foot in bounds was Boone.
Well, he does a nice job. Understanding he's right at the sideline, he gets himself in great position. Ball flutters just a little this time, and he goes up. It's great body control to come down and get 1 foot in bounds.
That was Atkins' 17th pass attempt of the first quarter. see if they get another play off here. They just do. Atkins will run this time and just short. It'll be 4th and 1 as the first quarter expires, and Doug Martin, his team down by 13 with a decision to make when we return. Texas State football powered by the new 2019 Ram 1500, built to serve. And so far the Bobcats, a Willie Jones touchdown run and an Anthony D. Taylor touchdown run. The early lead on Throwback Saturday. Our second quarter brought to you by ARP Roofing and Remodeling. Texas State leads New Mexico State 13-0. First time they've ever had a throwback game to the old days of Southwest Texas. The uniforms the Bobcats are wearing today replicating the 1981 and 82 national championship teams. That's when the Bobcats played in Division II. Game-worn jerseys will be auctioned off after the game at txst.com/auctions. David Salzman, Keith Moreland, Megan Birdsong with you. Josh Atkins throws, and what a grab. Drew Dan coming back, and that was on 4th and 1.5. That allows the drive to continue.
That was one of the best catches you'll see. His entire momentum going away from the football. Atkins misses behind him, and he reaches back, and not only does he hold on to it, he keeps it off of the ground. That's just an outstanding play for the first down.
Josh Atkins is now 10 of 18 passing, 98 yards, but a key interception, which led to Texas State's second touchdown. Wanting to run here and with space, Atkins, the redshirt freshman from nearby Spring Branch, Texas, takes it into the red zone.
He does a nice job there. Right off the bat, he recognizes it was supposed to go to the right. He puts it down to the left, and he has to get away. Nothing there, puts it down. Now I got to become a runner. Does a nice job right here protecting the football when contact is coming.
From the Bobcat 17, Huntley cuts back and does, and before you know it, he has 6 yards.
I tell you what, he is so quick. He makes a decision. You know, they, as you mentioned, they list him as a tailback. They spend a lot of time in the slot. He does so many different things, but I tell you what, he doesn't need much of a seam to get through. He gets small. You hear running back coaches all the time say, at the holes, you got to get small. Well, he does.
Aggies have struggled scoring touchdowns in the red zone this season, 58%, going for it all here, and too long for Boone, who was held up just before the goal line. Good coverage downfield.
Well, that was excellent coverage. Never really could get into his route. Atkins threw it to the spot he thought his receiver was going to be, not going to be there. Hosell changes now as dime package into the game.
This is already the 8th third down for New Mexico State today. They're 3 of 7. Atkins flushed out of the pocket, dragged down from behind, ball loose, but a flag down. Probably this is a horse collar. Texas State recovers the fumble, but I believe the Aggies are going to have a fresh set of downs.
He got him by the back, pulled him down. We'll see what the call, but I think you're absolutely correct, David. They just reached up and got the back of his horse collar and brought him to the ground. That forced the football out. I think he didn't feel it. You can see right here, I'm not sure he felt the backside. Oh, it is definitely a horse collar. That is the proper call.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, number 7. Half the distance from the goal, previous spot, automatic, first down.
He calls Commandi Hines for the penalty, but I believe that was 45 Jacarius Smith, redshirt freshman.
I thought it was Smith as well.
Regardless,
new set of downs.
Atkins extending the play led today. Pretty big guy, but able to make a lot out of nothing when he has enough space to run or roll out.
He keeps his eyes down the field as well when he gets outside the pocket. He's looking to throw the football.
Quarterback draw all the way. Gain of maybe 1.
This is the part of the field when you struggle, score in the red zone, it's usually offensive line's not cohesive. Because that's where you get it now. It's going to be these 5 guys up front. for the Aggies. Can they put something together here and push this ball in and come away with 6?
Gibson is the tailback. Atkins fakes to him and throws incomplete. Looking for Yarborough. 3rd and goal now.
Well, I tell you what, Gavin Graham is the reason this ball's got to get away. He got loose back in there, 6'1", 225-pound junior linebacker. He made the play right there and forced that pass, and now you got a chance to get him off the field.
Blitz to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. They tested Jashawn Waddy. And now 4th down.
I tell you what, that's good defense. That is really good defense to force that. You had to stop. You get the horse collar. 1st and goal at the 5. Hold them to a field goal attempt.
It was Boone, the intended target. So Parker Davidson missed a short field goal his first time out. His first attempts of the season. Dylan Brown, junior kicker, we were not told of any injury before going on the air. He was 8 of 10 coming in, but not playing here today as Davidson gives the Aggies their first points of the contest. Texas State's 11-plus quarters, and their lead now 10.
You get a hold, and then there's a horse collar, gives them a 1st and goal at the 5, and you hold them to a field goal. That's really nice defense right there. Now see if the offense can continue to do what they've been doing.
That's a 16-play, 71-yard drive. And yet the Bobcats held him to 3. Space on the kick return. And out of bounds, right around the 40-yard line. Texas State will have great starting field position again. Jeremiah Haydell on the return.
This is an excellent job of blocking. Watch the wall seal, gets good move to the outside, gets by the kicker. Well, great starting field position out to the 39-yard line.
Total yards favor New Mexico State 156-63. But if you're just joining us, Bobcats with 2 touchdowns on drives totaling 60 yards off a good punt return and an interception.
And an excellent return right here. Great starting field position now.
Willie Jones the second, or the third rather, in for the injured Tyler Vitt starting at quarterback today. First carry for Caleb Twyford, sophomore from Farmersville, Texas, out of bounds, but a flag down.
That's usually in that point, tackle on the outside. Boy, if you're on the edge, you're very vulnerable. Here comes the call.
Holding, offense, number 56, 10 yards, replay, 1st down.
True freshman Morgan Moore on the penalty.
Now, you're on the outside, David, and you just reach up and just get a little bit of jersey. That line judge or the referee can see that. You know, in the middle, there's holding on every play. You're just not seen as often.
This offensive line getting younger and younger. At right guard is Reese Jordan, a sophomore, getting the start today. Hutch White, burst of speed, stays on his feet, but a flag down. Down the sideline goes wide and tackled in Aggie territory, but this may be coming back.
A lot of times this is an illegal block that happens. Again, if you go low, see what the call comes here. A lot of times you get in the outside on that bubble screen to the outside. You've got to stay up. See what the call is. It is definitely coming back, though.
Holding, offense, number 8, 10-yard penalty, replay, 1st down.
Holding on the quarterback, Willie Jones.
I think they got 8 and 6 mixed up that time.
That makes more sense. Let's give it to Keenan Brown.
Well, we talked about 1st and 30 earlier. This is close. This is 1st and 28.
First down markers at Texas State's own 49.
Oh, he's got a great pass rush, too. He's got a good speed rush on the outside. Somebody you have to account for.
This is what Texas State did not want to get into, these passing situations. Jones a great runner, not as good a passer as Tyler Vick. They do swing it out here, and this is Twyford. They get pretty good yardage to the 21.
Very safe play. It allows Jones to know exactly where he's going. He doesn't have to do any read. Now, protect the football here. The chances of getting the first down are not great, but you do not want to force the ball in and have a turnover.
Straight run all the way. Jones looking for some space and won't get much.
Ball came out.
Yeah, the whistles did not blow, and the ball did
out.
come out and then advanced by the center, Aaron Brewer.
I'm not sure if they're going to call it down. I don't think the ball was. I think the ball was out.
Our crew standing at the 33. That's where the ball will be marked. And so Brewer gives his team a few more yards, but still 4th and 16. Let's see it again.
Jones trying to spin right here. Turns out the ball comes out, gets ripped out. It was definitely live. And picks it up, and then, hey, I get my opportunity. I'm not going down.
I'm not sure anyone knew the ball came out except for Jones and Brewer. Clayton Stewart on for his second punt. That takes a New Mexico State roll. Bobcats have to get on it fast, and they down it just shy of midfield. The New Mexico State offense already with 156 total yards, just 3 points to show for it. They have been able to move the ball downfield, and they'll look to make it a one-score game when we return.
Guys, yeah, I caught up with Coach Martin earlier, and he spoke to me about Josh Atkins. He told me he's a tremendous leader. He's really smart, and he's made his Aggie team a lot better. He says Josh has changed their offense completely. Martin said he's like coaching a junior instead of a freshman. He takes ample notes in meetings, and he just wants to be coached. He told me that Josh had offers from every Ivy League school, and he said his staff was just completely sold on Josh very early. He was a perfect fit. And I caught up with the director of ops on the opposite sideline earlier, guys, and he said that there are 50-plus people in the stands for Josh tonight, and his mom has a famous sign that I'm still looking for, rooting for Josh.
And liking what they see there, a touchdown as Jason Huntley was able to take it across the pylon. First, the Atkins pass to Drew Dan, and what speed by Jason Huntley outrunning the Bobcat defense just enough for New Mexico State's first touchdown of the night.
Watch his cut right here, and then this is a blur. Once he gets to the outside and you watch him slow down, set it up, and then gets to the pylon, well, I think he got out to replay that. I think he stepped out about the 3-yard line. I don't think this is into the end zone. I think this is going to get reviewed, and it is.
It's a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
Right now it is a 45-yard score, but yeah, Keith, you saw it. It looked like his foot went out of bounds before the ball crossed the pylon. I'm sure we'll have another look at it coming up. Back to Josh Atkins. One thing that Doug Martin told us. Now, Doug Martin, head coach of New Mexico State, used to be the head coach at Kent State, where Julian Edelman was his quarterback. And, of course, he's been catching passes forever from Tom Brady. Well, first, let's take a look at the replay and Jason Huntley going down the sideline. Might have been out of bounds right there at the 5, Keith. And definitely there at the 1. So they also showed it on the new big scoreboard here at Bobcat Stadium. So I believe this is coming back.
The runner stepped out at the 5-yard line. Please reset the clock to 9:13. It will be first and goal, New Mexico State.
But Doug Martin said that Josh Atkins might be the best leader he's had since Julian Edelman. And Atkins is just a freshman, but Martin and staff already realized what a special player they have.
Well, leadership can be in so many different things. It can be, obviously, your play on the field, but it's also your attitude and the way you carry yourself. Everybody's looking to the quarterback a lot on the offensive side of the ball, especially how he does things, even though they don't huddle. Who huddles anymore?
Thank you.
So give Huntley a gain of 40, but now first and goal from the 5. Aggies looking to make it a three-point game. Huntley gets another chance. Reversing field and staying on his feet. No question this time. Touchdown.
This young man is electric. He has got a great first step. You can't surround him. for all intents and purposes right here, David, this play is done. And then when you kick back to the outside, usually you can't run laterally and outrun people. Well, he can. Gets to the corner and the touchdown.
His 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Jason Huntley, Jr. from Arlington, Texas. Flagged down before the PAT try.
Well, might back him up 5. It could be on the other side. I think they're going to decline it. It's against the Bobcats, and they're going to decline the penalty.
Illegal substitution, defense, 12-man formation. That penalty is declined. PAT.
So Parker Davidson on for his first extra point try of the season. And for Dylan Brown, Aggie usual starting kicker not here tonight. It was 13-0, and now 10 Aggie points in the last 3 minutes, 33 seconds. We have a game in San Marcos. New Mexico State already up to 207 total yards and 10 unanswered points, makes it a 3-point game at Texas State.
Yeah, getting a little more balanced in the running game as well. Hey, you look at this. Keenan Brown, for me, is that one guy. He's a big tight end right there. You can see number 6 on the outside. He is a special player. They haven't got the football. They targeted him a couple of times in the game. Wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to get a package together. He is really difficult matchup on a secondary.
Brown had 9 catches, 124 yards in the loss at UTSA, received national honors. Fair catch called, and the new rule this year, even if the ball is ahead of the goal line, if it's inside the 25, the ball will be brought back there in a fair catch. But Brown so far tonight, 1 catch, 0 yards.
Yeah, he's only been targeted, and one other time he was targeted on an out and didn't get the football to him. So interesting here. Try to find some type of package to get him involved in the game.
Mexico State allows 488 yards a game coming in. Texas State so far with just 77. However, that didn't tell the whole story. Their touchdowns have been on short fields. Could Willie Jones and the Bobcat offense go down the field here, they'll need 75 yards for pay dirt. Jones 4 of 5 passing, but for 19 yards, he does have 50 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Quick throw, Tyler Watts, but that's behind him, incomplete.
The play action is an RPO. He comes out of it. It's a long throw, but one you got to make when you got a receiver that open. Jones, at times, can be methodical. In other words, he gets out, sees it. Sometimes you got to anticipate the break and not allow the receiver to be open. You got to throw it before he gets open.
Coming in, Jones completing just 49% of his throws.
Please set the game clock to 8:57, 8:57, please.
Jones, sophomore from Silsbee, Texas, now the leading rusher for the Bobcats this year with his 50 rushing yards tonight. He has 269 for the season. Anthony D. Taylor, who has a touchdown tonight, is second on the Bobcats in rushing this year. But it's been hard to get the running backs to have breakout runs. Their longest this season, 23, putting more pressure on the quarterbacks. Jones is going to heave it here, one-on-one coverage and some grappling. That's tipped away, incomplete, and no flag down. Just good coverage downfield the whole way by Shamad Lomax, the strong safety.
Yeah, Lomax, and so many times as a defensive back, David, you get yourself in a position, you're great coverage, and the ball's underthrown, and you make contact with the receiver. You're able to get his head around, and if you get your head around, even if there is contact, you have the ability to go the ball same as the receiver. This brings up a big third down. The momentum in this game has really turned. This is a huge down in this ball game right now.
Blitz. Jones stepping way back, and will just heave it out of bounds. But you could tell he could feel that pressure and started backpedaling, and then the play had no chance.
Yeah, it did. They just overloaded it. He had no quick out. There are times, every play has a design. Hey, if a blitz is coming, here's the quick out. He didn't pick up that. He didn't recognize it quick enough to get rid of the ball out of his hands, and once he starts moving backwards, he's just got to get it to the line of scrimmage.
O.J. Clark back for the Aggies, who have a chance to take the lead now. This was 13-0 Bobcats through a quarter. High snap. Clayton Stewart gets to it, and then the punt is tipped high in the air and bounces into the hand of a Bobcat who will take it past the 30, but New Mexico State is still going to have great field position. Fortunately, though, for Texas State, Gavin Graham was right there to haul in the football.
Well, it's still get a block. It's a piece of it from the outside and just able to knock it up in the air. Graham did a really nice job of recognizing that and getting something back from it. But kicking game, we've seen 2 big returns help the Bobcats. Now the kicking game, that's a real problem to get one blocked. You can see as he comes in, just gets that one hand right on the football, kicks it straight up in the air.
So Josh Atkins, already with 22 pass attempts, has it from the Texas State 32, and looking deep for Drew Dan, but incomplete. Dan cut inside, and also good coverage downfield by the sophomore Cordell Rogers.
Well, Rogers did a great job. He did not. It was a double move, did not bite on the double move, was in great position. Actually, he had the best chance to catch the football. But playing a lot of 8 deep in a zone coverage and just rushing 3.
Quick throw this time, nice grab, and a quick tackle of Holbrook, setting up 3rd down.
The kicking game woes for New Mexico State. This may be 4-down territory right here. And that doesn't mean they're going to run it twice. They'll probably throw it twice. So 3rd and 4th down and unsuccessful on 3rd down.
Remember, Aggies have their backup kicker in tonight in Parker Davidson. A handoff and a big hole. Christian Gibson upended past the 15.
That's good blocking up front. Did a nice job. Get a good kick out, seal it to the outside. Boy, he plants that right foot and he's upfield. Now in the red zone.
Gibson again wrapped up, thrown down right away, and that's London.
Seems like every big play, you look up. Maroon jersey number 9 is around the football.
That's his 3rd tackle. It feels like he's been around more of them. 2nd and 10.
Look at the top of your screen, combination route.
Atkins looking that way. Caleb Mills the grab past the 10. Just the 2nd catch of his career, but able to make it 3rd and about 5.
It's just film work and things you look at. Certain formations dictate where the football's going. The late shift, you knew the ball was going to come out there, some kind of combination. It's good tackling to come up and make the tackle. This is literally that 4-point play right here.
Huntley in motion. Atkins hit as he throws, tipped away, incomplete. Looking for Mills, and Rogers was there just in time to set up 4th down.
Boy, Rogers has had a good ball game. Nice coverage right there. Gets that right hand in on the quick slant. Got exactly, after you get a block, short field, got to play defense and force the field goal attempt. That's exactly what the Bobcats did.
Defensive coordinator Chris Woods raves about Cordell Rogers' vision and size, able to fight off the 6'5" Caleb Mills to get that pass deflection. Davidson, a 21-yard field goal earlier this quarter. This one is from 25. Aggies have rallied from 13 down to tie things up. Off the tipped punt, a short drive for New Mexico State. Bobcats may feel fortunate just to limit that drive to 3 points.
Well, you do, and you just look at it. It's really been a change in this ballgame. First 10 minutes of the game dominated by the Bobcats. Since then, we really had a change. 13 consecutive points. Each team, neither team really has tried to take command in this game. Nobody's been able to get a real feel for consistency Aggies right now probably a little more consistent offensively than the Bobcats, but the Bobcats playing good red zone defense.
Throwback Saturday. See the mascot wearing the number 81. That was the first of back-to-back Division II national titles here in San Marcos.
Coach Wacker.
Yep, Coach Jim Wacker, the legend. They play here at Jim Wacker Field at Bobcat Stadium. Those national titles back when Texas State, of course, was known as Southwest Texas, and they wear the old helmets with the SWT tonight.
Coach was a lot of fun to hang around with and be with. They loved to talk football. Great personality to go with the fact that he was a really good football coach.
For all the stories I hear about Jim Wacker, there's not a negative one. And you just mentioned it, and I hear it all the time about what an amazing person he was to be around.
Oh, he had so much enthusiasm with everything he did.
Flags down, play will be ruled dead.
The youth of this offensive line showing up right now, David. Got to find a way to get some continuity.
Number 50, offense, 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
It's on the right guard, Reese Jordan. Texas State's 2 touchdowns. Second touchdown ended in a missed PAT. The drives total 60 yards. And for the game, the Bobcats just have 77 yards, 19 through the air. Squeezing through, Robert Brown, good run. And staying on his feet, wanting to get a push, and then the whistles will blow. But the ball at the 30, this is a gain of 10.
Get back to basics. We talked about opening the program about the fact that you've got to find a way to run the football. The Aggies have struggled stopping the run most of the season. Bobcats got to get it going running the football.
Boy, miscommunication there. There was the fake to Anthony D. Taylor, and Hutch White thought it was a straight run. Never looked back for the ball. Actually, Mason Hayes was the intended target.
RPO, it's always a pass or a run on every snap a lot of times now in college football. He thought it was a run. No about it. He never turned to look for the ball. He was open.
Should have been a first. Instead, 3rd and 5. Bobcats have struggled on third downs coming in, but they are 2 of 5 tonight. Another blitz. Jones can't get away. A sack behind the 25-yard line.
Well, they just brought everybody that time. Got a good inside push, forced Jones to his left. Nice job. You can see that blitzer right there comes in and gets it done right at the end. And you rush the 3, and then you have a spy, and that's what they're doing with Jones is they're spying him.
Javon Ferguson, junior linebacker from Baton Rouge, came in with 15 tackles a game to lead the nation, now with 4.5 sacks on the year. Ron LaForce, Aggie starting free safety, coming in with 100 tackles on the year, out with injury. This Aggie defense has stepped up since giving up those 2 early touchdowns. Clark staying on his feet, and now a flag down. As Clark is down around the 25-yard line.
See what the flags are, but this is an outstanding punt. I mean, outstanding. This ball carried 60 yards in the air. I think usually it's on the receiving team will back them up 10 more.
Illegal block in the back. Number 6, during the return, 10 yards, first down.
Andre Bodison on the penalty. Aggies with all 3 timeouts left. You see 4:56 remaining in the first half and a chance for them to take the lead after being down 13.
They've had really good starting field position. This is the first time they've really been backed up. See if Texas State can get something going. They have been able to do what they want right now here in this second quarter offensively. They've been able to run the ball and had success there and throw the football.
Bobcats are thin at nose tackle. Marcus Buckley hurt. Jamar Davis, you saw him, big number 98, third string nose tackle in on this play as Atkins throws it out of bounds.
Well, he had plenty of time to make a decision, and then he just realized, I got to get it out of my hands, and good coverage on the back end, only rushing 3. You haven't seen a lot of times that they've tried to come after the young freshman quarterback.
Now, Nico Isidore comes in at nose tackle, true freshman from Garland. Handoff, Huntley. Great cut outside, and then he slips up over his own feet. He got by London and thinks he still should be going.
Well, I tell you what, he made a heck of a move, but that one blade of grass is a good tackler. Watch this hop step. Boom! And just couldn't keep his balance.
Now, chance for the Bobcats to get the ball back here as we approach 4 minutes. 3rd down and 7. Atkins steps up the middle, almost intercepted as the pass was through the hands of O.J. Clark.
Oh, Clark was breaking wide open. Just missed the connection right there. A really nice route. You have the late shift that sets it up, and he comes back on a deep drag, and he is open. I mean, he's got open yards. He's nobody in 10 yards of him. If he catches that football, he's off to the races.
First punt in a while from Theisler. Hutch White back, his 45-yard punt return in the first quarter. Set up a short field, which gave Texas State their first touchdown. White will let this go. Takes a great New Mexico State roll. And down to the 32. .354 remaining in the Texas State offense. Despite the struggles the Aggie defense has had coming in, since those first 2 drives, which total 60 yards for their 2 scores, they just have 21 yards since.
Yeah, and haven't been able to establish the running game. That's what they want to get into, especially with Jones, with the zone read, those type of things, and use the 3 backs and Jones to stay ahead of the chains, win first down.
Jones has misfired on his last 4 throws. Hands it off here. Brown gets a couple.
Now the entire playbook's open. You plenty of time on the clock. You got all 3-year timeout, so it's not a scenario where you have to. Now there's timeout coming right here. You may have some kind of penalty right here. Be unsportsmanlike. It was after the play was dead. Here comes the call.
This is after the play.
After the play, personal foul, defense, number 51, 15 yards, first down.
There's no question. Great camera work. Getting Roy Lopez, the junior from Tempe, Arizona. What's interesting is that Doug Martin and defensive coordinator Frank Spaziani telling us earlier this week they want Roy Lopez to be more of a leader. That's definitely not an example.
Definitely threw a punch. In good field position now and a first down.
Helps the struggling offense to the 49-yard line. Jones wanted the hitch to Brown, but the fake allowed him to get enough space to get 5 yards out of that play.
He makes something out of nothing. They have a package for Keenan Brown, number 6, that they would like to get him involved in the game. It's set up right here. This is going to be one of those packages, try to get him out. You got to give the Aggies credit. They just took it away from him.
Shane Jackson leaping up in the air to prevent that pass. Now on the end around, Haydell.
Good tackle.
Tremendously done by Shamad Lomax, who went to nearby Coppers Cove High School, about an hour north of here in San Marcos.
Well, that's a really nice open field tackle right there. Brings up a big third down.
3rd down and 3 with a first down marker at the 41. Brown in motion. The fake to Brown. Robert Brown. Upfield, first down and more.
Well, that's what he brings to the table. Plays are set up. That was a pass. Again, they were trying to get it to Brown. Good coverage. But Jones, once he gets out in space like this, he reads one read, plant your right foot, go get the first down. And that's a nice job there. Almost in scoring territory.
Now Robert Brown on the carry. But he has had some tough runs in this second quarter. That one gained 7.
They're definitely an area now that they can score. But timeout.
I'm going to say a flag, but
that's timeout.
Timeout, Texas State.
Okay.
Please set the game clock to 1:56 on the game clock, please.
When you're having
State's first timeout, 30-second timeout.
When you're having problems, David, with your passing game, and you're not connecting, getting connections, and running the football is what's been effective, I see why you take a timeout and keep this much time, because the running game takes obviously more time. If you don't get the first down, it's going to continue to go. So I think that's what Coach Withers was looking at right there, is saying, look, let's save as much time on this clock, because we haven't had a lot of effective vertical passing game here in the first half.
Texas State coming in 1-6. Everett Withers told us, he says, I don't have any complaints with our effort. Just saying it's the little things. You mentioned multiple times, converting third down, meaning you have to do better on first down. And then getting over the hump. This team has had chances to win their last 2 games. They missed a 2-point conversion that would have tied Georgia Southern late in their last home game. And then couldn't get the ball back in Monroe against ULM last week. Had ULM at 4th and 1, but Texas State called for offsides, and that allowed ULM to take a knee to end the game. So they've been close, and another close one here against their former Sun Belt rivals in New Mexico State.
Got to find a way to finish. And usually that finishing is running the football.
On second down, Jones will keep it. Space on the edge. Out of bounds, shy of the 20.
Nice job of reading that. He sees the entire defense collapse, kicks it back out to the outside, able to have the speed to get the corner.
He's up to 65 yards rushing this half. The quarterback, Willie Jones III, in for the injured Tyler Vitt, who we're told could definitely be available next week at Georgia State. Robert Brown Jr. Good ankle tackle by Terrell Hanks. Brown to the 18.
Well, if Hanks doesn't get him right there and get him around the ankles, he's got a chance. There was some open daylight behind him right there.
There's experience on this New Mexico State defense. Hanks coming in 350 tackles in his career.
That's a lot of snaps, isn't it?
Brian London's looking to approach that. Fake to Anthony D. Taylor. Jones to the end zone. Man open. Touchdown. Javen Banks, the true freshman from Wichita Falls, Texas. Second touchdown of the season.
Boy, I tell you what, this is a really nice route. Sold it to the inside. And you get that defender to sell to the inside. He sells this to the inside right there and then cuts it back out to the corner. Excellent route. Sometimes routes create the space. Boy, that was a well-run route. Pitch and catch touchdown.
So after being held to 21 yards their last 4 drives, that's an 8-play, 68-yard drive to give the Bobcats the lead. Just 1:14 to go in the half. An extra point by Clayton Stewart is good, and 20-13 now our score.
Rhythm. Offense. So many times when you get out of rhythm, it's hard to get back in rhythm. That time they got into the rhythm, used the timeout, stayed ahead of the chains, had good first down yardage, a couple of excellent runs, and then Jones caps it with after the great route with a pitch and catch touchdown. Well, that's exactly the way you wanted to finish the half right there. Now, a lot of time, you look at this scenario, 1:14 with this Aggie offense, which gets vertical regular. So a lot of times defensively you got to defend right here. First time we've seen any kick go in this direction. Breeze not as strong as it was as we started the ball game.
Aggies do have all 3 timeouts left. With an air raid offense, right, they can generate yards in a hurry. Josh Atkins already 14 of 29 passing so far tonight. Again, 8 plays, 68 yards on the drive, took 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Willie Jones the third, first touchdown pass of the night, 4th of the season. Jason Huntley, deep back for New Mexico State with 3 kick returns for scores the last 2 seasons. This kick will go the other direction, and a fair catch call. So the Aggies will have it from their own 25.
Well, a couple of things. You call the fair catch. Obviously, no time can go off the clock. You get half decent starting field position at the 25. These last-minute runs, it's all about that first down. It's so important for New Mexico State here. If they want to get this offense in rhythm here and try to find a way to get points, is getting that first one where they can get the timeout with the automatic first down and get into their offense and let it go. See what happens here. Don't want to give up anything right here on the other side. You've just taken the lead.
Huntley will get the carry on first down, and Clifton Lewis is there from behind, but forward progress gives Huntley 5. Clock continues to run as the Aggies again have 3 timeouts left.
That's surprising. They ran the football there.
Atkins to throw for the 30th time tonight. Huntley out of bounds. Good hard hit by Nicholas Daniels, setting up 3rd and short.
Well, this is a passing down. 45 seconds to go.
They hand it off. Huntley gets by Lewis, looking to turn the corner, and now just trying to get out of bounds, and that actually helps Texas State because it stops the clock, and it's 4th down.
Not every play is a home run. Right here, you watch. Huntley gets to the outside right here. If he cuts it up right here, he gets the first down. Now he's trying to make a play, and because of that, his team's going to have to punt the football away. I think you come after it right here.
And to make a great point, the first down marker was at the 25, and Huntley was just about there.
Oh, if he just plants his foot and goes forward, he gets the first down.
Coming after Theisler, who gets it away. Fair catch call by White, just past the Texas State 30. Well, you have momentum after the touchdown at the 114 mark. Bobcats have 2 timeouts left, but will Everett Withers decide, let's take a knee, knowing they'll get the ball to begin the second half.
You know, it's an interesting call right here. The kids, you always worry about how does your team view what you're thinking right here. I think you open it up and see one play and get one shot, see what happens. If you get 10 or 15 yards on this first down play, then try to figure out a way to come away with some points before it's over.
Caleb Twyford is the tailback. A 4-wide set for Jones. Twyford, good ankle tackle. And
I think you'll take it to the half here.
Yeah, clock still running. Everett Withers will not use a timeout here. Aggies had the momentum until the drive late this quarter to put Texas State back on top after they had a 13-0 lead in the first quarter.
A really entertaining first half. We've seen a lot of good individual efforts, and then right at the end we saw some good defense.
The end of the second quarter.
On a night where Texas State honors their past, the national championship teams at Old Southwest Texas in 1981 and 1982, we'll hear from Texas State Athletic Director Dr. Larry Tice at halftime. 20-13 Bobcats over New Mexico State. We're brewing craft beer, community feel, live music, and San Marcos roots.
First 5 minutes of the second half, so many coaches talk about it. Can your team come out, get back into the game, get back into the emotion? So it's so important to see what happens here.
Haydell told to take a knee, and will do so. Bobcats will have it from their own 25.
We talked about Willie Jones in the first half. Only 5 for 10 in the throwing, but he did throw an excellent 18-yard touchdown pass late in the half. But he's used his feet. He's the leading rusher. 12 rushes for 65 yards, and he's got 1 score.
Starting in place of the injured Tyler Vitt. Release came out yesterday that Vitt would miss this game. He is not dressed today. It is, I don't want to say expected, but there's definitely optimism among the Texas State staff that Vitt will be healthy enough to go next week at Georgia State. Robert Brown Jr. begins the third quarter with a carry for 3 yards.
I'll tell you, well, one of the things you see in the change right there, late in the first half, we saw the Aggies go to a lot of man and bringing down the free safety to get more guys in the box to stop the run, and they start this with 7 in the box here in the second half.
Going up tempo, Jones. Keeper for maybe a yard.
It was trying to run a speed option to the outside, but the penetration. How do you stop the option? It's penetration. Watch this penetration right there. Didn't really have a guy to option on because he saw the corner coming down to take his pitch man.
It's number 10, Cedric Wilcox II, breaking that play up. Bobcats in the first half were 3 of 7 on third downs. Jones rolling out to buy time into the sideline. Catch made. Did Haydale get a foot in bounds? He did. Great grab just past the 45.
Best throw of the night from Willie Jones. Rolling to his left, gets his shoulders squared to the outside, deep out. Gets a lot of zip on this football. Good mechanics here. Watch him get out, get his shoulders squared, turns them early, delivers the football, and then a nice catch on the other end.
First catch of the night for Haydale, sophomore from Houston. Brown, big hole. Robert Brown Jr. dragging a tackler with him past the 40.
That's those young guys up front starting to grow up here. Good blocking at the point of attack. Good kick out block. Good seal to the outside and with it as well.
There was promise after last week's loss at ULM because Bobcat tailbacks averaged 5 yards a carry. They're at that again today. This time, though, the carry for Brown is bottled up. In fact, it'll lose 3.
Now they ran into a blitz. You know, hear people say, well, it was a run blitz. Well, every blitz, it doesn't matter what play is. If it's a blitz, it's a blitz. If you just happen to be running into it, you're running into it.
Great push. Number 51, Roy Lopez, was one of the first Aggies there. Honorable mention All Sun Belt Conference last season. Of course, this year, for the foreseeable future, New Mexico State and FBS Independent. Anthony D. Taylor replaces Brown in the backfield.
Showing zone. The trip formations to the bottom of your screen.
Taylor gets the carry. It'll be 3rd and long. Wilcox there again for New Mexico State.
You're going to have this maybe straight drop back. It's going to be difficult to run an RPO in this scenario. Some type of bubble screen. Look for number 6. And Brown. He's in the slot, the bottom of your screen.
Free play here for Jones. Scrambling away from pressure. He'll heave it, looking for Haydale. Leaping grab made! Touchdown! Jeremiah Haydale coming out of nowhere to make the catch. And the Bobcats back up 13.
I tell you what, this is a really nice job of moving to the outside. And just watch Jones here buy some time to the outside. Knows he's got a free play. Lays it up right into the corner. And just go up and high point the ball. That's exactly what he did. Came down with it inside the pylon.
Out-leaped Komote Kofi for the score. I'm part of this young group. Every position on offense for Texas State is filled with youngsters. Haydale, maybe you can call him a veteran because he's a sophomore. That's his 3rd touchdown grab of the season and easily his most exciting. Clayton Stewart, not just the punter, but the place kicker as well. And after New Mexico State rallied to tie it at 13 in the second quarter, Bobcats have scored 14 unanswered, their biggest lead of the night in San Marcos. 39 yards. Willie Jones to a leaping Jeremiah Haydell, and Texas State up 27-13. Let's look at this great grab again.
Yeah, good body control, just able to get to the outside. Now watch him high point. He realizes it, goes up as tall as he can, comes down inside the pylon. Outstanding play.
This is Royce Caldwell on the return as they avoid Jason Huntley, and Caldwell brought down past the 25-yard line.
That changes the dynamics a little bit. You're down 2 touchdowns now. See if you can come back out if you're the Aggies. They're a hurry up, basketball and grass style. They're used to throwing the football, so but they're going to have to find a way to get some vertical yardage here and try to get back in this ball game.
Aggie head coach Doug Martin calls Josh Atkins meticulous, getting better every game. Held to just 50% completion before that first down grab by Boone, with a gain of just 3. Atkins 16 of 21 passing for 121 yards. Atkins from nearby Smithson Valley High School, 45 minutes away from here. Huntley bottled up. He'll be 3rd down and about 6 coming for New Mexico State.
Oh, nice job right there in base defense. 3 down front, playing 5 defensive backs, 3 linebackers. Now they go to the dime package where they bring 6 defensive backs into the game.
Alvin Pacheco checks in, junior transfer for Texas State. Jashawn Waddy, Josh Newman among those 6 defensive backs for the Bobcats. Atkins steps up, catch made, and Boone gets away and down the sideline, a 1st down past the 45.
You break 1 tackle. You had him short, just couldn't make the play right there in the drag pattern. When you have this many receivers, he steps up. You see right there, had a shot, didn't get the play. Because of that, they're out nearly to midfield.
It was Pacheco missing the tackle, and the drive stays alive. Aggies with now 13 third downs. And we still have over 10 minutes to go in the third. They run a lot of plays. Again to throw to the sideline and out of bounds.
His maturity is so impressive, though. Atkins, he saw there was nothing there. Just get outside the pocket, buy some time. Now let's throw this away and live to play another down. Records, you'll see young players try to force that football, David.
Record-breaking quarterback at Smithson Valley High School. Almost 7,000 yards passing. Had almost 100 total touchdowns in those 3 years. He was outstanding. Tough district in the San Antonio area, just south of here. Gibson, a nice run. And it's not 3rd and 3.
I could just tell him this earlier. 50 passes. A lot of friends and family.
Smithson Valley didn't run the air raid, that's for sure. But that did attract Atkins to make the move to Las Cruces. That offers from every Ivy League school. Straight run, and Atkins will have it. Brought down to the 40.
Man, that shows you right there. He's a tough young man, too. There was nothing fancy about that. That's just plain old single wing, hike it to the runner and let him go. And he lowers his shoulder and finishes and gets the 1st down.
Late blitz by Daniels. Atkins steps away and then is tripped up. That'll be a loss of a couple.
Yeah, they caught him in 3 verticals. He had 3 vertical routes, and they brought a little pressure that time. He tried to step up and get through it. Couldn't get through it, brought him down.
That was Ishmael Davis, the graduate from Killeen, Texas, who defensive coordinator Chris Woods has raved about. He was at the entire spring, but now as he's getting more play week after week, he's been playing his best football in the last month. 18 tackles the last 3 games coming in. 2nd and 12, Atkins right up the middle, and that's incomplete.
Tried to Zip it in there. Good coverage on the back end on a deep drag out of the slot. Again, pressure gets to him. They bring 5. He has to step up. And you'll see the dime package again. Come into the game. See if they don't try to heat him up right here.
It was Jalen Smith poking the ball away from Royce Caldwell.
A-gap blitz show.
A handoff. Gibson trying to turn the corner and upended. Jerron Morris bringing him down to the 38.
Boy, that's the second big tackle we've seen Morris make in this football game. He comes up. Is it 4-down territory? They're going to punt it away. It looks like New Mexico State's going to punt this football away.
I wonder, Keith, if they wanted to go for it on 4th down, thinking they'd get more yards on that 3rd down run by Gibson, trying to catch Texas State off guard.
Yeah, it may be so, but Texas State in base defense, they're not anticipating trying to block or anything. It's base defense.
Peyton Theisler gets this high in the air. Fair catch called by White. And Texas State will be deep in their own territory with a 14-point lead. David Salzman, Keith Moreland, Megan Birdsong. Deep in the heart of Central Texas, where New Mexico State had much of the momentum in the second quarter. But Texas State, a touchdown late second quarter, touchdown early third, and with the ball again, up by 14 as we honored the old days of Southwest Texas. For more on that, let's go down to Megan.
As I talked to head coach Everett Withers this week earlier about his thoughts on Southwest Texas throwback, the uniforms, and the activities that are built around it, he told me he just loves it. He said Southwest Texas has a lot of great history, and especially in football. He told me that guys coming in this program and have no idea who Jim Wacker is. They just know they play on the field. And he said he gives them a little education on Jim Wacker and the 2 Division II championships that they won and how important the meeting is to this program. He said it's a time in football history that he's very proud of, and he's so excited that they're recognizing and celebrating it.
Thank you, Megan, and honoring those old days of Southwest Texas. How about Robert Brown, the biggest run by a Texas State running back this season, right there.
He had a chance. He was an ankle tackle away from taking that to the house.
Brown up to 81 yards rushing. That was a 34-yard carry. And timeout, Bobcats having trouble getting the play off.
Timeout, Texas State.
A 27-13 Bobcat lead. And Robert Brown and the Texas State offense looking for more when we return. David Salzman, Keith Moreland, Megan Birdsong with you from Bobcat Stadium. The Texas State offense really getting it in gear here, and with the power running of Robert Brown Jr. No gain there, but he's at 11 carries, 81 yards so far tonight, and now 3 late flags well after the play was over.
Well, we've had some unsportsmanlike throughout the game, and this is after the play, so if it's against Texas State, it's going to back them up. It'll be 2nd and 25. Here comes the call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 55, offense. The down will be 2nd.
Well, among all the youngsters on the Texas State offensive line, the lone upperclassman, the junior center Aaron Brewer, gets called for that penalty.
That is number 55, his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
2 unsportsmanlike conducts in one game, and you're immediately kicked out. Going on a poor time. It's a Texas State offense that struggled all year and with momentum, and now 2nd and 25. Jones in trouble, but able to lift it to Anthony D. Taylor. Miles Veen will catch him from behind. Still a short gain, and Taylor wanted a foul on Veen for a little too much pushing after the whistle, but no flag.
That gets the coaches on the sideline for Texas State a little upset too, because they just had one on their end of the field. So emotions are running high in this game. I understand that for the Aggies, they've got to have a stop here. It can ill afford to fall behind 3 scores. Texas State's trying to take advantage. Now they got protect the football here. Don't try to force anything. Let your defense play defense if you have to punt it away.
3rd and 19. Keep it to the ground. Getting past midfield, Cats will punt down.
That's a smart move. And as an offensive play caller, one of the things you look at is, all right, I'm going to help my quarterback protect it, but it's two plays you got there. You got a draw that you just saw, or a screen, to me, are the two plays you call in that scenario. Had one blocked earlier in the game.
Clayton Stewart's fourth punt, averaging 35 yards a punt so far. They don't come after him. Clark lets this go, and it takes a New Mexico State bounce. Now look, Clark's going after it, and I believe his knee was down after.
When he fell on it, he was down on that point. If he could have picked it up, and run with it, it would have been a penalty, because I think he motioned for fair catch. But once he went to the ground, the ball was dead.
Aggies will have it from their own 20. Plenty of time, although the Texas State defense has really stepped up after allowing those 13 second quarter points. They have allowed a total of 62 points in their last 13 quarters. And this is against all type of offenses here. You have the air raid attack for New Mexico State tonight, and it goes back to the triple option attack of Georgia Southern. Chris Woods and his Texas State defense been one of the best in the Sun Belt the last month. Mostly Bobcats around the area on that attempt from Atkins. He was looking for Colwell.
It just hasn't been near as comfortable here in the second half. A little bit of a change. They're rushing 3, dropping 8 in coverage, 5, 6 defensive backs, taking away the crossing patterns. And on the outside, the safeties know they have help over the top. So double move's not working.
Coming in, Bobcats allowing 365 yards a game, second best in the Sun Belt. To the ground on 2nd and 10 in Gibson. Pile of humanity around the 25. That's where progress will be stopped.
Well, the way you attack this is you run the football, but they haven't had success, David, running the football, have the Aggies to put themselves in position. They've had to throw it.
Good point. Besides a 40-yard run by Jason Huntley in the first half, not much going for this Aggie rushing attack tonight. Their 16th third down right here. Late blitz by Daniels picked up. Clark the catch, first down, stays in bounds. O.J. Clark, a burst of speed and into Texas State territory.
That's just a great individual effort by Atkins and Clark. Atkins to get away from the rush, buy time to the outside, and then get the drag across the middle and then make one guy miss. Just great speed, makes him miss, takes it into Bobcat territory.
All the way to the Texas State 40. Atkins looking to throw again. Flushed out, straight ahead. They mark him down where the slide started at the 37, a gain of 3.
Getting enough pressure right now that you can, a redshirt freshman is starting. He was really setting his feet really well in the first half. And right now his feet are a little happier. He's not setting it still, not moving around the pocket as well. And that's because of the pressure.
Plenty of time. Atkins. His 37th pass attempt thrown away. Good coverage downfield the whole time.
The back end, they're just taking away the back end. So they've tried to go vertical again that time. Really had no check down. All 3 receivers were vertical. Now here comes the dime package for the Bobcats.
Josh Atkins, 18 of 37 for 172 and a pick. His offense needs the 30. Too long, incomplete, intended for Boone.
Well, you're in that go, no-go range right here. Not sure what they're going to do. They look like they're going for it here on 4th down. 3:17, go third quarter.
Despite their struggles on thirds, New Mexico State 2 of 2 on fourths, but this is a toughie at 4th and 7. A 4-wide set for the redshirt freshman Atkins. Heavy blitz. Atkins in trouble. Hit as he throws out of bounds. Texas State forces the turnover on downs.
He paid the price at the end of it too. Did the young freshman. He took a blow as he got rid of the football. And Texas State, hey, you have choices. That time decided to heat it up. They brought 7, manned up everywhere else, nowhere to go with the football, over on downs.
So the big grab by O.J. Clark for naught. Last New Mexico State points came at the 6:23 mark of the second quarter. Bobcats have held the Aggies to 13 points. They came in averaging 39 a game in their last 3 since Josh Atkins became the full-time starter. Willie Jones, 8 of 13 passing, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns, looking to throw here. And out of the pocket, throws it away.
Now that was max protection, combination route to the wide side of the field, and just good coverage. They did a nice job. Only 2 receivers out. Jones rolling to his left, had no receiver on that side of the field, had to throw it away.
Bobcats at the half had 137 yards. They're at 132 this quarter, still 3:03 remaining. Early movement. Another false start penalty by this young offensive line.
False start. Number 50, offense, 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Second false start for Reese Jordan tonight. Offensive line goes true freshman, junior, the sophomore in Jordan, and then true freshman. Both tackles their first year on campus. Anthony D. Taylor dives forward past the 35.
Well, that's asking a whole lot to add that much youth up front. But as Coach Withers talked about, he said, they're no longer freshmen anymore. We're through the halfway point. They've already been through a training camp. They've had their opportunity. And they wouldn't, at this point, if you're out there, you know what's going on and what you're supposed to do.
Add to that, the 3 starting offensive linemen who are freshmen, they weren't even here in the spring. On 3rd and long, Jones in trouble and goes down. Ball came out and taken away by the Aggies in a return down the sideline. And New Mexico State's going to have a touchdown. Shane Jackson with the strip and the score. And now things have changed all of a sudden in San Marcos.
Jones goes back and he doesn't have anywhere to go, and he tries to make a move. When he does, he stumbles and the ball gets knocked out of his hands, and it's just tumbling on the field, picked up, taken back for the score. Wow. Changes complexion of this game.
Junior from Houston, Shane Jackson, starting at what New Mexico State calls the money position, giving the Aggies their first points of the half. And momentum has all of a sudden made a 180, a 7-point game all of a sudden late in the 3rd.
Boy, games, turnovers are just, it seems. He starts to move right here. Ball gets ripped out right there. It's in his right hand, just rips it out. And then when he rips it out, he takes it away. I said, I got it. Not only does he cause the fumble, he just takes it right out of his hands and takes it to the house.
That didn't even hit the ground. It's like a straight steal in basketball from a ball handler. And Jackson making it a 27-20 game for a defense that has been much maligned. It's a defense that gave up 759 yards in a loss to Louisiana a couple of weeks ago and allowing 44 points a game. Sometimes your offense needs help, and Aggie offense got help there. Shane Jackson making the play as Texas State will get the ball back. 36 yards on the return. Haydale 1 yard deep, will take it out. Stacked up past the 20. Forward progress to the 23.
On both sides, much different feel now as a defensive unit. You're coming out, hey, we found a way to score ourselves. Now let's get a stop right here on the other side. All of a sudden, it's a ball game. You've been in control of the game, it's felt like, since midway of the second quarter. And all of a sudden now you got 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, a one-possession game.
Brown gains a couple. I feel the onus is on this Bobcat offense. As good as the Texas State defense has been, it's hard to believe they're going to hold the Aggies without another point, or at least without another touchdown the rest of the way.
I agree. You're going to have to find a way to get some points, and you can't get too conservative, but we've opened the show with talking about you finish games off by running the football. They're going to have to find some ways to run the football.
Blitz. Jones, as a flag is down, will throw it away. Was Terrell Hanks up into it, leaping in the air away from where Jones was flushed out.
What is it? Late flag right here. Let's see what the call is.
Jones would fly.
Holding, offense, number 51, 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
So that's on Josiah Washington, sophomore from DeSoto, Texas, who is in at left tackle for the true freshman Kyler Cooks. There was hope that Nick Foster would be able to play at left tackle, but out with concussion protocol. He made 10 starts as a true freshman before being hurt last season. So next man up. Well, Jones almost lost it again. It bounced back in his hands and a stiff arm to get him a couple of more yards past the 30.
And he might have got the first down. And they did. This football definitely came out. Watch the ball come right here. It's up in the air and it reaches back and grabs it and then finishes to get the first down. That's incredible.
I was on 2nd and 23, and he got 23. Brown. It's been a long, long time since Texas State had a 100-yard rusher. And Brown is approaching 90 yards here late in the third.
He's done a nice job, and those guys up front, that's what you want to do. 5 yards on first down makes third down much easier.
By 100-yard rusher, I mean 100-yard rusher by a running back. Quarterbacks have done most of the damage on the ground for Texas State this year coming in. This time Brown held to no gain. Bobcats will need to run one more play here in the third. All quiet at Bobcat Stadium since the rip and score by Shane Jackson at the 2:17 mark. Blitz. Jones. The blitz forces fourth down. It was Hanks getting to Jones.
Well, he gets pressure. He did a nice job of manning up on the outside. No quick receiver. Jones looks right there. There's his first look, and then he feels the pressure, has to get rid of the football. He was looking for an inside little seam route that the Aggies took away from him. He had nowhere to go with the football.
Fifth punt coming for Clayton Stewart. This is one of his better ones. Clark calls fair catch, hauls it in past the 25. Still 5 seconds to go in the third.
Mexico State defense got what they wanted. They went out and found a way to get a stop. We got 15 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the game and an opportunity here. You know, offensively, they have not been as productive in the passing game as they were in that first quarter. Second and third quarters, they took a lot of that away. Did this Bobcat defense. So see what happens here in this last 15 minutes and 5 seconds.
A Bobcat defense that's held the Aggie offense to just one touchdown tonight. Atkins swinging it out to Hundley. Burst of speed takes him past the 30 and out of bounds shy of the 35, and that'll do it in the third.
End of the third quarter.
Both these teams desperate for a win, especially the Bobcats, losers of 4 straight coming in, hoping to bring home a win on homecoming in San Marcos tonight. Bobcat Stadium, San Marcos, Texas. David Salzman, Keith Moreland, Megan Birdsong with you. New Mexico State, a 2nd and 5, down by a touchdown on the road. As the redshirt freshman from nearby Spring Branch, Texas, Josh Atkins, has hung in there through 3 quarters. Runs down for a short gain of maybe 2. And now 3rd and a long 3, Keith, coming up for Atkins in the Aggie
Well,
offense.
he's got 2 or 3 different options here. We've seen quarterback draw a lot in the first half. See if they go to it here.
The 69th play already for the Aggies coming up right here. Blitz. On the quick out, catch made, enough for the first down. And out of bounds is Caldwell.
Well, he catch and throw. That looked a lot better than we've seen. He got rid of it, good footwork, knew exactly where he was going to go, had soft coverage at the top of your screen, got the first down.
Dumping it off, Huntley. Churning those legs to get a few more yards and forward progress to the 44.
Let's just be honest. This is not a big guy. This is a guy that can flat run. But on the backside of that, 5'9", 188 pounds, he ran like he weighed 220. Look at him push forward right there, gaining 3 extra yards after contact.
That was Nicholas Daniels who pushed forward at 6 feet, 235. He got 5. First down on the grab. This is Boone who holds on. Forward progress to the Bobcat 47.
Just a 12-yard stop. Ball was in the air. Complete for the first down.
Coming in, Atkins completing 61% of his throws. He's just over 50% tonight, but efficient on this drive. Huntley gets 3 to the 44.
Mixing in a little run right here, just keeping the Bobcats off balance a little bit. Not as many yards, but positive yards on first down.
Atkins finds Boone again. Can the air raid be a little dink and dunk? Because it is here and it's worked.
Well, they're just coming down and finding the soft spot now in this zone where they were doing a lot of vertical things in the third quarter. You just see combination route, get around inside. Huntley runs the out, come around with a little inside turn, pitch and catch first down.
Atkins, pass attempt 45, another catch. This time it's Holbrook, who came in with 3 catches on the season, and the big junior has 3 tonight. A first down.
Just coming around the linebackers, who's doing a nice job on the outside. Find the linebackers, find that soft spot. Good throwing lane that time. Another first down.
Atkins 5 for 5 in the quarter. Hands it off to Christian Gibson. Tries to bounce it outside, nothing doing. Daniels there, coming off a career-high 11 tackles in the loss at ULM last week. Another big game for the junior.
Puts him a little bit behind the chains. Lose a yard. Top of your screen, though, this combination of these 3 guys, trips to the top. They've been able to use combination routes out of that formation.
Atkins pressured. Flag down as he throws it away. Savion Patton came with the pressure. It looks like he got held as well.
Holding. Offense. Number 77. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Right tackle Isaac McLean on the hold, and Everett Withers taking the penalty to push New Mexico State out of field goal range.
Yeah, back them up, put them in a scenario here. Now you do give them 2 opportunities to get back into field goal range, but got pressure that time. They've had more success defending this air raid offense by coming after it than they have been laying off.
First down markers just shy of the 13. Second down, 21. Blitz coming. They pick it up, and Atkins dumps it off. Brought down around the 25. Drew Dan, his first catch of the half.
That gets him back in field goal range now, but down 7. This is another one of those turning point plays in a ball game right here.
This is the 19th third down for New Mexico State tonight. They're 7 of 18.
Wow.
We still have 11 minutes to go. Flag down. They'll get pass interference. The pass intended for Boone.
Well, it was not going to be completed. It was off target, but knocked down in the process when the ball's in the air.
Remember, Withers is on the field saying that pass was uncatchable.
It was uncatchable.
Defense, number 6. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. First down.
Anthony J. Taylor called for the penalty. We'll see it again.
The ball way to the outside, not on target, but the contact right there that takes the receiver to the ground, that one is going to be called even though if it was uncatchable.
Inside the Bobcat 15, an empty set. Quick throw, Boone. A couple of blockers in front of him, but the Bobcats are there. That's Brian London, who in the first quarter recorded his 300th career tackle, just a junior, coming up with the stop of Boone there.
A little bit of a change. Nice job of attacking the football defensively. Look at these big wide receivers on the outside for the Aggies here at the bottom of the screen. Man coverage.
The 6'5 Holbrook is the lone wideout to the right of Atkins. Atkins, the keeper, dives forward, brought down at the 6.
Can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown.
Biggest play of the game for the Bobcat defense here. To the end zone, intercepted! After being called for pass interference a minute ago, Anthony J. Taylor comes up with a pick for Texas State.
Atkins did not put enough air under this. If you're going to use your big receiver, you got to get it up in the air, let him go high point it. You can see when he goes to the outside trying to go out, he just did not put any air under it. And he was trying to bring this out. Boy, he had a lot of daylight. If he gets out with his standing and gets some momentum going forward, it wouldn't have been back to the 20. It had a chance to go 100.
Junior from Tyler, Texas. What a time for the first interception of his career. We have seen plenty of strong runs from that man, Robert Brown Jr. Another one there.
When you run the football, you close out games. We opened the broadcast with the Bobcats had a tough time in ball games, so they were right there. They couldn't close them out. Well, this is how you close it out. You got to grind this football down by running it.
Brown is up to 94 yards on the ground, and now a flag falls. False start on Texas State coming up.
Boy, that just puts you so much behind the chain. Positive yards, 6 yards on first down, and then what do? You back it up. Now you're 2nd and 9.
The season opener at Rutgers, Texas State was called for over 100 yards and penalties. Much better in that category until tonight. Now up to 9 penalties, 77 yards. In place of the injured Tyler Vitt, Willie Jones III, 101 yards passing, 81 yards on the ground, 3 total touchdowns. Faking the handoff. Lobbing it, and Haydell makes the grab, but incomplete. He's out of bounds.
That's one that scares you to death. You get to the outside, and you're laying the ball up and all that coverage. That got to protect it. You can see he goes to the outside. There's 4 defensive backs over there around the football. Lays it out. His receiver came back and actually caught the football, but out of bounds.
First down marker at the 30, 3rd and 9. Bobcats 5 of 12 on thirds and not looking to give the ball back quickly to the Aggies after the Bobcat defense came away with the pick. Blitz. Jones stepping up to the sideline. Catch made out of bounds. First down. First catch since his touchdown in the second quarter. Javen Banks coming in with the reception.
Well, Banks does a nice job seeing his quarterback in trouble. Press coverage, stop, now come back to the football, and that's exactly what he does. Gets a foot down. Biggest throw of the night from Willie Jones.
12 big yards. Under 9 minutes remaining. Banks short arms his intended target Haydell on that throw.
It's an RPO, run pass option. He pulls it away. It has a receiver open, just couldn't get the football delivered. Pressure under his feet. Couldn't get his feet under him to deliver the football. If they don't run it here and get this clock back moving.
Brett Elliott, the quarterback's coach, is calling plays for Texas State for the second straight week. Zach Core still the offensive coordinator, but play calling duties going to Elliott in the game at Monroe 1 week ago. Calling a run, and Anthony D. Taylor churning for a couple of extra yards. Got him at 5.
You know, play calling is a really difficult job. You have to get a feel for how things are going, but there's also times when you look at, say, we need some more time off the clock here. We're going to probably throw it here on third down, so we wanted that clock to take 20, 25 seconds off while we're getting ready for the third down play.
Zach Core told us, I thought this comment was great. He said, there are no egos here. I told Brett Elliott, don't look back at me and think you're stepping on toes. Call your game. Whistles blow before the snap. Bobcats might have called timeout.
Actually, it was New Mexico State.
Timeout. New Mexico State.
Keith right on it. 8:04 remaining. Bobcats looking to convert another big third down. 27-20, Texas State with a 3rd and 6 with a first down marker at the 43-yard line. Just over 8 minutes remaining in San Marcos.
Aggies showing blitz from the outside. Jones maybe changing the play at the line.
The straight option and the fake. Jones in the clear. First down to Aggie territory.
Well, this is an outstanding move by Jones. Good play call, caught him in a blitz. Defensive end comes down. One guy to work on, fakes the pitch, cuts it upfield into Aggie territory.
Marked down at the 45. Second third down conversion of the drive for Texas State. And Brown pushing the pile forward.
Boy, I tell you what, he gets hit at the line of scrimmage and he gains those 3 yards all on his own. He loses his shoe for the second time in the game. He was closing in on 100 pretty easy, but get that shoe back on to get 100.
Brown's at 97. Jones is at 98. Only Bobcat to rush for 100 yards this season was Jones. 107 in the win against Texas Southern. Second game of the year. Option the other way. Jones keeps it. He's over 100 now. Gain of 4.
Got a little bit of change. These last 2 plays have been speed option to the corner. A little bit different than the zone read. You put the quarterback, force a defender. It's going to be somewhere around 6:30 to go in the ballgame for this snap. The big play right here.
Handoff. Anthony D. Taylor wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage. Middle linebacker Javon Ferguson, who leads the nation coming in and tackles per game, gets a big one for New Mexico State there.
Well, I think you'll leave your offense on the field right here, run it down, run the play clock as long as you can until they set it up. Then I think you take a timeout, and then you can come over and make a decision what you want to do. Too far for a field goal attempt here. It looks like they're going for it. Throw them off sides if you can.
Still 10 on the play clock. Perhaps they're trying to get New Mexico State offsides.
Yep.
And now Everett Weathers calls timeout. Bobcats have 1 left. Aggies
Timeout.
with 2 timeouts remaining. See, the punt unit comes on the field when we return. 5:58 to go. Punt unit on for Texas State. Clayton Stewart, his 7th punt of the night. He'll catch the deep snap at midfield. Aggies will get the ball back, it looks like, down 7 with under 6 minutes to go. High and short, and a fair catch called inside the 10 by O.J. Clark. New Mexico State, 2 timeouts left, 5:51 to go, 93 yards to the end zone and the potential tying touchdown. Now an FBS independent New Mexico State. Megan Birdsong has more.
Well, guys, I asked Coach Martin his thoughts on not being able to compete for a conference title. And he said, our team wants to have just an us against the world mentality. He said, we talk about when we step on the field every Saturday, we're auditioning for a new conference. And when I asked about the recruiting process being an independent, he said, we look for a guy with a chip on his shoulder, a young man that wants to prove himself. He said, we spend a lot of time around recruits, their families, and we let our players spend a lot of time around them as well. Guys.
Thank you. Atkins, Sack, Savion, Patton, Ishmael Davis, 2 of the Bobcats there, a loss of 4.
Well, they get pressure again, trying to get a little vertical that time with an outside pattern. Pressure comes in, he tries to step up, couldn't clear, bring him down.
From the end zone, Atkins throw tipped, almost picked off. He was looking for Dan, and Deshaun Waddy was closest to the football.
Exactly what you'd hope to do, get pressure, get your hands up. If you can't get there, get your hands up. The ball knocked away. Would not be surprised to see something really safe. Bubble screen, something to the outside.
Gibson, the tailback. 3rd and 14. Atkins looking to throw for the 50th time, does it the middle, and that's almost picked off. Clark, the closest target there. Jalen Smith, one of the 2 Bobcats in coverage.
Well, Smith does a great job as a safety. He cuts in front of this. If this ball's on target, it's picked off. He cuts in front of it. How about that 3 and out of this Bobcat defense now? Backed up, not the full distance to punt it away right here. Should be excellent starting field position for Texas State.
This is becoming one of the better defenses in the Sun Belt for Texas State. Allowing just 1 offensive touchdown by New Mexico State tonight. They've had a great 4-game stretch. Hutch White wants to return this and gets good yardage past the Aggie 35.
Field goal range right now. It's about running some clock right here.
White had a big punt return in the first quarter, which set up Texas State's first touchdown of the night. 3 points here could put the game away. 5:07. Fun night of football here at homecoming in San Marcos. Texas State looking to put the game away. 5:07 to go in a 27-20 lead. Jones, the keeper, to the edge, and out of bounds just past the 30.
Well, that's an outstanding move to make some yardage, get outside, but slide down. This is one of the things you learn as you start to get over. You're protecting a lead. 5 minutes to go in the game, going out of bounds stops the clock. You would much rather have that clock moving than the extra yard.
2nd down and 6. 106 yards on the ground now for Jones. Keeps it again, squeezing through. 3rd and 2 coming now.
Just all-out blitzes. New Mexico State coming from every direction right here. You can just see they're coming from 2 from the top, 1 from the bottom, and Jones just makes something out of nothing right there. This very well could be the game right here.
Brown wrapped up, no chance. Roy Lopez brings Brown down, and Doug Martin is going to use his 2nd time out of the half. Clock stopped with 4:02 remaining.
Timeout, New Mexico State. Please set the game clock.
This is to stop the clock, but on the backside, how good do you feel about your kicking game? Kicking game could separate it, make it a 2-score game right here. But if you look at it, this is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 44, 43, 44 yards at this point. It would make it a 2-score game, though.
There has been tough moments for the Texas State kicking game this season. They don't have a field goal made in a month. Clayton Stewart has been the punter all season, replaced James Sherman on place kicks. And he's going to come out here. But will it be for a punt? No, this will be a field goal. So Sherman, or rather Stewart, 0 for 2 this season on field goal tries, and those misses from 34 and 30. He did have a 48-yard field goal last year at Flower Mound High School in the Dallas area.
This is a 44-yarder right here.
to put the Bobcats up 2 scores. This has the leg. No good.
Just hooks at the end. Had the distance. And that's just a huge defensive stop. After backed up, short punt. Your defense comes out and gets the stop, and then the missed field goal. All of a sudden, you've got an opportunity. Timeouts, you look at them, only one left.
Remember, in college, after a missed field goal like that, the ball goes back to the line of scrimmage, not from where the kick was attempted. So the ball's at the 27. A timeout remaining. 4:01 to go in the game. Josh Atkins from nearby Smithson Valley High School, the redshirt freshman for New Mexico State, hoping to lead a 73-yard touchdown drive to tie the game. His 51st throw of the night finds Huntley. Burst of speed, first down past the 40.
I tell you what, this guy in the open field, one-on-one, you're just not going to tackle him one guy. He's just got such outstanding speed and moves. Does a great job of controlling his body.
His 5th catch of the game goes for 17. Almost picked off. Intended for Boone. What anticipation by Cordell Rogers.
Now they're starting to take away that inside curl. Rogers had a shot at one earlier in the game, and this time he reads it, steps in front, just can't control the football right there.
Rogers a pick 6 in the season opener at Rutgers. 2 interceptions in that game, looking for his first one since. Now 2nd and 10. Huntley couldn't bounce it to the outside, brought down. Ishmael Davis has had himself quite a second half.
Well, Ishmael Davis, he has. He does a nice job, feels that, comes all the way from his left defensive end position to move across and make the tackle.
3rd and 10. Hit as he throws a wobbler, incomplete. It was Nicholas Daniels providing the pressure on Atkins, which forced the errant throw.
Well, you know, you're down to one timeout. I think you got to go for it here with 3 minutes to go. If you punt it away, 1 first down and this ball game's over. So they are going to go for it here on 4th down. The last 2 4th downs in this scenario, Texas State's come after them. And they're showing it again.
Here they come. Atkins tipped away, incomplete, flags down. Jaron Morris, the true freshman, thought he had the deflection. Instead, looks like pass interference on Morris.
I tell you what, it looked to be just by the naked eye, excellent coverage. Chance to see it again. Did he get a piece of him before he came to God? You can see it right here. Ball's on the way, reaches around. I think that's excellent coverage right there. I got to tell you, what else can you do as a defensive back? I did not see pass interference right there.
A fresh set of downs from the Bobcat 42. Aggies still with 1 timeout left. Atkins going for it all, too long. Caleb Mills, sophomore, the intended target.
Well, time not a factor now for New Mexico State. First guy to be thinking about is how do I get it in number 1's hand. He's in the backfield right now to get it to him in a swing, screen, something to the outside and let him use his athletic ability.
Atkins, his 55th pass caught. Boone stays on his feet. It's enough for the first and a flag. There may be a face mask here. Mostly Bobcats in the area. Let's see what the flag's all about. The ball is marked down at the 30.
There's no 5-yarder. This will be 15 if that's what it is.
Foul on the play. There is no foul on the play.
I thought it was incidental, and sometimes if it's the backhand comes across the face mask, it doesn't get called. Did a nice job finding the soft spot in the zone. Right there, he got a piece, but I think that was his jersey and not his face mask.
From the 30, Texas State has lost their last 2 games by a combined 8 points. Holding on for dear life late in the 4th. Atkins to the end zone, man open, just too long. Dan had the step, the diving effort unsuccessful.
That was a double move. Sold it to the inside, back to the outside. And Atkins just puts too much under this. He just puts too much air under it. His receiver couldn't get to it. What a move, though, on the outside. It was an excellent route.
Josh Atkins, 28 of 57, but just for 212 yards, 2 picks. 2nd and 10. Incomplete. Throw is off target for Holbrook. Morris there in coverage.
Led him back to the inside that time. And when you got 6 defensive back, there's some safeties there to come quickly. Come attack to the football. Crowd trying to get into it here. 4 down territory.
The 23rd third down for the Aggies right here. They need 10. Catch. Boone stays on his feet, needs the 20, desperately wants it, and because he made a move after he was pushed back, he's marked down at the 25, just a gain of 5.
Yeah, he was down to it. It would have been 4th and 1, 4th 1.5. Now it's going to be 4th and nearly a full 5. It is going to be 5. We're down to this play.
Aggies do have their timeout remaining if they want to talk it over. The snap. Atkins in trouble. Flag down. This will be a face mask. The catch is made shy of the line to gain. There's a face mask in the backfield and also a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense. Number 7, personal foul, face mask, defense. Those penalties offset. 4th down.
Wow, does Texas State get a break there?
Oh, it's huge. It was formation. He didn't get the formation right because the inside receiver is not eligible when he's covered up on the outside and he goes down the field. So that's the call on the offense. On the other side, obviously it was incidental, but offsetting. We'll go back to the 4th down play. Clock is running.
Texas State calls timeout.
I didn't think they had one left.
Timeout, Texas State. Please set the game clock to 1:29.
This is their last timeout now.
Well, you look at the board. Sometimes you look at the board and the board's wrong, but I looked at that earlier. I don't remember 3 here in this half, but the board said they didn't have any left, but he obviously did have one left. Good time to take it.
This drive started at New Mexico State's own 25. Now at the Texas State 25. They've gone 50 yards, 2 minutes, 32 seconds. This is the 10th play of the drive coming up. And remember, I'll say it again, they do have 1 timeout left, but first have to convert 4th down.
Well, you're obviously going to go back. They have gone to a lot here in the second half of the stops. Find the soft spot in the zone and stop against the dime defense that they've seen most of the time. But we've also seen on 4th down, Texas State come almost every time. So you're looking at, I would not be surprised to see him come after him right here.
Huntley in the backfield with Atkins, the 4 wide set.
Showing blitz. There they come.
Atkins lobs it. Drew Dan. Incomplete. Jashawn Waddy comes up with a pass breakup.
Well, there are times when the blitz can kill you, but 3rd and 4th down tonight for Texas State. The blitz has been very effective, forcing the young freshman who's got a bright future, there's no doubt about it, to make a decision early and to go vertical, and great coverage on the other end right there. Just turning back, finding the football.
A Texas State team which had numerous chances to win their last 2 games. Couldn't get the ball back late in Monroe last week. An offsides on 4th and 1 gave ULM the win. 2 weeks ago on a Thursday night, misfiring on a 2-point conversion which would have tied Sun Belt Conference leading Georgia Southern.
You'll stay in this same thing. With 1 timeout, you'll probably let this go down, take a timeout. If New Mexico State's going to take a timeout, they'll let this go down and then take it right before the end of the play clock.
Yet here tonight, for all the youth Texas State has been forced to use due to injuries, attrition, one of their veterans, and if you're a junior, you're one of the veterans on this Texas State squad, Jashawn Waddy, breaking up the pass intended for Drew Dan, and this has been a long time coming for Everett Withers and his squad. It'll be their first FBS win of the year. He said, I've never been displeased with the effort. It's been execution down the stretch.
Timeout, New Mexico State. 3rd and final timeout. 30-second timeout.
And not just for the players, but for the Bobcat faithful here in attendance.
No doubt.
I think they realize how big of a win this is to get over that hump that just seemed to get larger and larger as the losses piled up.
Yeah, and especially the way they were happening. You're right there in the ball game. It's coming down to the final minutes of a game that you can't put away. You can't get over that hump that you talked about throughout the broadcast. It really, running the football in the second half, the defense came up and made plays in the second half. They overcome a turnover for a touchdown in the second half. Come back right here and 1 snap away from putting up that second victory of the year.
On Throwback Saturday, the first time they have ever worn their Southwest Texas throwback jerseys. A little Southwest Texas magic from back in the day, helping Texas State to the win here. Knee by Willie Jones, who only was announced as the starter yesterday due to an injury to Tyler Vitt. Jones, just 9 of 18 passing, but for 113 and 2 touchdowns, no picks, 110 rushing yards and a rushing score, and Everett Withers and the Texas State Bobcats hold off New Mexico State for the 27-20 win.
Well, 2 things that come out of this. Finishing, that's always good. Helps you start in the second half, and the other thing is game effort. Got to give some credit to the Aggies. They came in with a game effort. They've got a bright future ahead of them with their young quarterback.
Texas State's defense holds New Mexico State to 1 offensive touchdown. An Aggie team coming in averaging 40 points a game in their last 3. An up-and-coming quarterback and Central Texas product, Josh Atkins. But it was the defense, the story, and Willie Jones in replace of Tyler Vitt on offense to give the Bobcats the win by a score of 27-20. Keith, final thoughts?
You know, my thoughts are that you can really build off this. You haven't got to the month of November. Obviously, it's your 2nd win of the year. It's actually your 1st win against a opponent that is at the same level that you are, and that puts you in a really good position to teach and go forward. Looking forward to next week, and then we'll have it back here right on KBNO.
Right. It'll be Texas State and Atlanta at Georgia State next week, and 2 weeks from now, Arkansas State, one of the leaders of the Sun Belt West Division, will be here to take on Texas State. Appalachian State, who got upset a couple of days ago by Georgia Southern. It'll be App State here on November the 10th, a 3 o'clock kick, and that'll be on KNVA and ESPN3. For my broadcast partner, Keith Moreland, Megan Birdsong down to the sidelines, our producer, Corey Wiesland, and our entire crew, I'm David Salzman, saying so long from Bobcat Stadium in San Marcos. A homecoming victory for Texas State. They honor the legacy of the days of Southwest Texas as they hold off New Mexico State 27-20. So long.